So for these kind of games, these are the kind of games that I want us to go and collect. Go and collect proper. Because remember, goal difference, but this is a factor. So if you get teams like Burnley, these are the kind of teams, but they meet my prediction, but I'm actually going for 5-6-0.
Reckless talk. Son of a gifted. Hey, reckless talk. But I got expensive habits. Don't step in salt.
Hey, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Don from Kenya Goodness TV, and I'm with Kwame. I'm back again with another video. It's basically the last game before the international break. That is Arsenal versus Burnley. It's a home game. Kwame, welcome to the show.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically,
you see, I'm a stoic this time, man. We put in an impressive performance with Sevilla. You see, I'm talking slowly, calmly. You know, people will make noise, but we've only lost, is it 2 games?
Yeah.
We've only lost 2 games. One we were stolen. So I think they're good times. We have, questionable attacking threat, but I mean, so does many other teams. So I feel like we manage ourselves well. I think where the rubber meets the road is the December. There are so many games in December. I'd like to see where we'll be in January.
Yeah. So far so good. Yeah, like you said, we've only lost 1 game and nothing to panic over. And of course, but they were robbed the last game. So having that in mind, I expect these guys, but they to have the same hunger and anger versus Burnley, the same way they had that anger and hunger versus Sevilla.
What stood out for you mostly out of all the games since the start of the season?
Yeah.
What stood out mostly in the previous game that you think we can carry over to the Burnley game for you?
Fluidity.
I'll tell you mine, but I want you to tell me. Just explain fluidity for the average football fan. What do you mean by fluidity?
So when I say fluidity, first of all, you all know by that Bukayo Saka, one of our best attackers, Bukayo Saka and Martinelli, by that being kept quiet, yeah? So Samo, I don't know if Mikel basically changed our tactics, which I really don't think so, because remember, Seville is a team that is not really in the Premier League. So I have a feeling, I think I've said this before, I have a feeling that the teams in the Premier League have somehow managed to lock our lethal attackers. Okay? So there was fluidity in that game. So when I say fluidity, that means the attacking, the key players, that is Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, they were completely. I saw some form of, best way to say this, I saw the Bukayo Saka and Martinelli last season. Yeah, in terms of them scoring, in terms of their confidence, in terms of them hitting the ground and running. So when I say fluidity, there was some fluidity in that game for me.
Okay. Maybe just to give you my side of what I've seen. Based off what we've seen from the start of the season up to now. After, of course, we started the season with injuries to Jesus and Julian Timber. So Arteta has been doing a lot of adaptation because he's never fully had his full first 11, right? So we didn't have fluidity because our transitions were so slow. Like, would dominate the game, but a lot of sideways, backward passes, no quick transitions. So when you say fluidity, to me, it means just that quick pass and move and pass and move and pass and move. I feel like Arteta has done a lot to improve. Like the PSV game, this game with Sevilla he's shown that there is that potential. The only thing is that when people in the Premier League have studied Arsenal and they don't try to compete with them in terms of attacking or possessing the ball. They hold back, then they double team on Odegaard, on Saka, on Martinelli. So it's tougher to break down teams because they don't try to attack us. They hold back in the defense and then try to hit us on the counter. So we struggle a bit more in the Premier League because at least in Europe, people are a bit more enterprising. They try to come out, so that gives us a little bit more space. The other thing I'd like to say is because Bukayo has been given a few rest days. Martinelli was also out a little bit before, so I feel like it's just like you. If you are told to compete competitively at least twice or thrice a week, and you're being depended on, and you're that young, there comes a time when you're going to lose form. You see, so like right now, Man City doesn't have Kevin De Bruyne, but you can't tell the difference. You understand? So I feel like that's the missing link. That's the difference between us and Bayern and Real Madrid and Man City. Like, we don't have somebody who can come in and replace Gabriel Jesus, or can come in and replace Bukayo. You see, because it's tiring. You know, you can imagine Bukayo is kicked every single game. In fact, I wish we could see a statistic on how many times the boy is kicked. Right? So for me, those quick transitions and all that, really good, because at least our style allows us to get goals from different areas in the field. The wingers, So for me, I think I can see a lot of growth in that. But I feel we would be super lethal if we had a finisher, like a striker who's a boxed, like a fox in the box, like he gets a chance, turns 1-2 in, like that kind of thing, and powerful. Because Nketiah, as much as he's going to try to go to the gym, eat well, like he doesn't have the physicality, he doesn't have the skills. So you find we are really, like out of 12, 13 shots, 1 goal. So I think that's the part that I feel like we need to improve on. But in terms of breaking us down, a lot of teams struggle. Like our defense with Rice there, we are really, really, really solid. So what I can say is I like the passing and movement by the team. I feel like that will help us survive until January. So long as we don't lose Trossard or Bukayo, we still have a chance of a goal threat. So for me, I think there's been huge improvement on Arsenal. So I was really excited by the improvements, and so I just praying that we don't get injuries.
Right. So listen, you talked about teams in the Premier League actually figuring our style of play, and they realize that our most dangerous players, especially in the forwards position, Bukayo Saka and Martinelli, and they figured a way how to lock them, right? So he's now one of the things that I think maybe we need to. This is actually an opportunity that I'm sure the coaching staff have someone looked into this. And once you get a perfect number 9, I think this is a solution that I actually foresee as applying. Now you see Bukayo Saka in being guys have realized the most lethal attacker. You find like 2-3 guys actually marking him, right? You find Martinelli also being a very lethal winger on his side. 2-3 guys marking him. So you can imagine if you can now use Bukayo Saka and Martinelli as a decoy. Right? If they can now use them as a decoy to now pull 3 defenders, okay? Then once you have a perfect number 9, as Rolly said, all you need to do is just finish. Just finish, because these guys already know these guys.
The defenders,
straight the defenders.
But I think we'll get there, because if you've noticed the PSV game, this game, like the passing and movement, the energy, like Sevilla couldn't handle. They had 1 shot on target in the 96th minute. We were on their faces, and not just Bukayo and Martinelli, the whole freaking team. So for me, that was what I was like, guys. I know I like to punish Edin Nketiah, but in terms of the rest of the team, they ran. I mean, there was no time to breathe. Like these guys, just think about it. They had the first shot on target on the 96th minute.
You can imagine.
Yeah. So for me, I think the Newcastle game, I think Arteta used that to fuel the anger in the team. Like people are taking us for granted. They're stealing points from us. Let's show them who's boss, right?
And 100%.
So I feel like they need to take up every game like that energy. Like everybody was working hard. So for me, that was excellent.
That was actually, they had a very good game for the first time. Actually, that fluidity. Apart from the PSV game, that game I saw the fluidity. I saw the Arsenal last season. So Emil, let me just point this out, and I'll actually even just put it up on the screen. A couple of injuries and suspensions we have. So Eddie Nketiah, but they picked up an injury in training. We have Gabriel Jesus, a forward who still has a hamstring injury. We have Thomas Partey, who might be out actually till January, as from the statements we've read. We have Emil Smith Rowe with a knee injury as well. So knee injury, you know that game might be out there for a very long time. Of course, Julian Timber with the knee injury as well. Then, funny enough, actually, Bukayo Saka also picked up a knock during the Sevilla game. I hope it's something I hope it's nothing serious, and I hope it's something just to shake it off. Then you have Martin Odegaard, who also has an unknown injury. Well, I foresee it actually being of like just those light knocks that should be able to shake off. Yeah. So having said that, Kwame, your score prediction?
I'd say 3-0.
3-0. Hey, 3-0. Let me tell you one thing, by the way.
You're playing at home, remember?
Yeah. Let me say my bit. So for these kind of games, these are the kind of games that I want us to go and collect. Go and collect proper. Because remember, goal difference, but this is a factor. So if you get teams like Burnley, these are the kind of teams, my prediction, I'm actually going for 5-6-0. Or even 5-6-0. I want us to beat these guys and beat them thoroughly. You saw Bournemouth. You saw what Man City did to Bournemouth last week. So this kind of team, these teams that are struggling, these teams that are still trying to pick up form and whatnot.
Yeah.
For me, I'm predicting 5-6-0. Yeah. So that's how I want the to turn out. I want us to go and collect proper. Yeah, Kwame. So anyway, that's it for this match preview. You guys let us know what you think in the comment section. Yeah. Just a couple of things we need from you. Just to show you smash, like, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. One interesting thing about this game, that when I'm turning, Kwame, I'll be going in the neck of the hoods, man, and I watch Bona Maboizo Angu.
Superman. We need to see the raw reactions from the ghetto, from the true Ghana fans. And what a game to watch with them, because I know it will be a thrashing, but it will not be a good game for betting people, because I think it's too obvious. So I don't know what the betting people are going to do.
Anyway, it is what it is. Guys, we'll be seeing you in the next one.
On to the next one, guys.